Have you ever experienced a miracle? Because we're in the middle of one.
We are blown away by what God has done in just the first 8 months since starting Mercy Culture Church. We launched on April 2019, and we are experiencing a true outpouring of the Holy Spirit, and not just with the adults in the main sanctuary, but with our youth and in our children. I mean, the children are being filled with the presence of God, laying hands on their parents, seeing miracles in their households. It is beautiful. We had a huge celebration where we baptized tons of people. There are salvations, miracles, healings happening every Sunday. It is really incredible what God has done in just the first 8 months.
So we got to tell you the story of what has just taken place. And I know everybody's excited to hear it. So it starts at our very first Sunday night service with one of our apostolic elders, Pastor Zane Anderson. And he said this from the pulpit at our prophetic service. He said, "Last night I had a dream, and in the dream, you weren't here in this school for long." He said, "Don't get comfortable here." He said, "Because I saw you in a dream in another building." And he said it was a round circular building. Now this stood out to me because I only knew of one building in the city of Fort Worth that was a large circular building. And the reason I knew this building is because I've been coming here for almost a year on a weekly basis praying. The Lord told me to come to this building and get the pastor's blessing almost 2 years ago. So it developed this relationship with this church. And so I'd come every single week and I'd come pray in the sanctuary and sing and worship. And on one particular day, I'm praying in the sanctuary and I'm praying for Fort Worth. I'm praying for you, Mercy Culture Church, and I'm on my knees at the altar and I hear the Holy Spirit speak to my spirit and say, "I'm gonna give you this place." And I was blown away at what I heard. And I said, "Okay, Lord, then I give it back to you." And I just hid it in my heart and I just kept going. So then a few months later, our other apostolic elder, Pastor Tom Lane from Gateway, I'm in my meeting with him and I said to him, "Is there anything on your heart to tell me?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "I heard the Lord this morning tell me to encourage you to be aggressive about your building." So that was 2 apostolic elders in a 2-month period of time tell me something about a building. So the very next morning I woke up, and the moment I woke up, I heard the Holy Spirit speak to my heart and say, "Fast." So Mercy Culture Church went on a 21 days of prayer and fasting. And I heard the Lord speak to my heart to fast for 40 days. So our church started fasting, I started fasting, and every single day for that 40 days, I walked around this facility and I asked the Lord to give it to us. I said, "Lord, if you give it to us, we'll give it back to you. And forever, this will be your house, never ours." And I'm walking around that building every single day. And on the last day, I walked around it, I believe, barefoot 7 times in the morning, early in the morning before the sun came up. I blew a shofar on every side of the building. If you don't know what a shofar is, that's not what this video is about. And I asked the Lord to give it to us. So later that day, I called the pastors of the church and I said, "Can I talk with you? I have something I need to tell you." So we sat down together and we met, and I said this to him. I said, "I just finished a 40-day fast, and the Lord told me he was gonna give me this place." And I said, "I understand how arrogant that sounds, so the only thing that can wash away the arrogance is by washing your feet, may I?" And they said, "Yes." So I washed the executive pastor's feet, and he said this to me. He said, "You did this right." Now, the miracle in this is that these are praying, godly men, and they went and prayed, and they came back to us and they said, "You're supposed to have this church." So Mercy Culture Church, we own a building! We are the owners now of what it was known as Calvary Cathedral International Church. This is a 2,000-seat auditorium. This is over 17 and a half acres downtown Fort Worth, 170,000 square feet of building that sits right on the freeway of I-35.
And not only that, but we are the overseers of Calvary Christian Academy. We could not be more excited because we are passionate and committed to Christian education.
We are in the middle of a miracle. And here's the thing, is the location of Mercy Culture has changed, but the vision hasn't. We are going from corporate encounters with God to daily personal encounters with God. And our heart's desire is for Fort Worth to encounter God. So people are gonna ask, how did this happen? How did you get a miracle facility? What did you do to make this happen? And there's only one answer. It was the mercy of God. It was a miracle.